And tonight we're getting answers on why the Orleans Sheriff's Office paid for top commanders to stay at high-end hotels during Carnival. And in a late-breaking development, the sheriff announced the donor has stepped forward to cover the controversial cost. Now, before that announcement, Eyewitness investigator Mike Perlstein interviewed the sheriff on how she justifies more than a dozen of her top deputies enjoying the posh hotel rooms. Mike joins us in studio now.
Well, that's right, Cherise. At the same time that the cost of those hotels now appear to be covered by a private donor, the sheriff strongly defended her decision to book the rooms in the first place. But questions still remain.
A lot of public servants are crunched and they spend the night in their own bed.
I believe that that's an improper use of public funds.
That was just some of the reaction we got when we revealed that the sheriff's office spent nearly $20,000 providing hotel rooms for top commanders who helped the NOPD with security for Carnival parades. Sheriff's records showed 13 of those commanders stayed at the Omni Royal Orleans, some for 8 days and nights leading up to Fat Tuesday. 2 members of the sheriff's team also stayed additional days at the Sheraton and Marriott hotels over the first weekend of parades.
I don't see a controversy here, no. I see this as being money well spent to make sure that $1 million was also well spent.
Sheriff Susan Hudson is referring to the extra money the city spent to bring in officers from 18 outside law enforcement agencies to expand parades back to their traditional routes. Hudson said her team needed to be close at hand to coordinate those outside officers. So why put them up in rooms in their own city?
I do not have that whole list here, but I know one thing. We made it based on how quickly they had to come back to work, and that was really quick. So we wanted to get them to some rest and get them back to work as quickly as we could.
Hudson said her team worked long hours providing this extra help. And while the city agreed to cover lodging for those outside agencies more than 35 miles away, that arrangement clearly would leave the sheriff covering her own costs. Now that unresolved question of who's going to pay for the rooms appears to be settled. The sheriff now says the owners of a canine dog training operation in Vermilion Parish has stepped forward to cover the nearly $20,000 costs. In a statement, the sheriff wrote, "We are grateful that a donor and supporter of our office has agreed to cover the costs incurred for hotel stays over the course of the season. But questions remain. Despite the expanded role, the sheriff's office still fell under the NOPD's time-tested Carnival security plan, and the city did not pay for any rooms for NOPD officers." Why would the sheriff's office be any different?
I can't speak for what went on with the New Orleans Police Department or the Louisiana State Police, but I'm going to entrust that you have investigated that to see that is a factual statement.
We showed Hudson the statement from the city that no rooms were booked for NOPD. Even so, she defended her lodging expenses.
I need to take care of my team, and I need them to be ready and on site hours before we get out to the parade routes and hours after they leave the parade routes.
Now, the name of that private donor is LA Canine, based in the tiny town of Maurice, Louisiana, in Vermilion Parish. Now, we'll be working to get more information on this company and its donation, but in the meantime, the City Council has indicated that it still wants answers about the decision that led to these expenses. Cherise?
All right.